Welcome back, guys. For this week's round 22, recap from last week's round result, we got 5 out of 8. Big shout out to 2 of my participants from last week's round 21. Moving on to round 22, Tigers versus Cowboys. The Cowboys should consider this as a good chance to record an easy win, so we're not surprised by the minus 12.5 line. It hasn't been the 2020 for the Cowboys imagined, but they are good enough to put away the struggling Tigers, who come off a loss to the Warriors. We're happy to back the better team to put up a big number. Warriors versus Eels. The Warriors still have slim hopes of making the playoffs, but a win over the Eels is a must. They come off a 12-point win over the Tigers, and although they're not playing perfect league, they are playing better than the Eels. The minus 11.5 line is scary, but it looks like the Eels have put the cue in the rack. Dolphins versus Roosters. The Dolphins blew a 14-0 lead against the Titans on Sunday, and they're struggling to retain their early season form. There is slightly more momentum with the Roosters, who were disappointing against Melbourne 2 weeks ago. They have trashed Dragons with a pretty margin from home. We're backing the Dolphins despite losing to from last week's game. Expect them to get back to their best form and covering the minus 10.5 line. Titans versus Broncos. We didn't expect to see the Broncos sitting in 13th spot given their talented roster, but nothing is going right for them. Broncos have let us down again, Bulldogs trashing them 41-16 at home. They are better side, but with poor defense, few errors and not consistent enough to compete with Bulldogs. Gold Coast comes off an upset win over the Dolphins, where it came from 14-0 down, so that was a character-building victory. Titans will come stronger as we think, but if Broncos keep hanging on and play the game that they used to play, then there is hope for them to win. We're backing Broncos to win this game. Storms versus Dragons. There is pressure on the Storm to retain their top spot on Fennel Premiership ladder, but we can't see them being tested by the Dragons. The difference is class is evident, hence the minus 17.5 line. That won't be easy to cover against any team, but the Dragons don't pose much of a challenge. Punters should expect Melbourne to win by a big margin. Sharks versus Rabbitohs. It appears to be another one-sided game in round 22 as the Sharks face the Rabbitohs. Recent weeks haven't been smooth sailing for the Sharks, but the Rabbitohs are playing terribly and they were hammered by the Raiders last week. Given both teams suffering blow to their key playmakers missing out from this round. Stick on the what's at stake, the Sharks should be far too good. Panthers versus Knights. Bookmakers have yet another double-digit line for punters to digest, with the Panthers opening at minus 13.5. They are being given plenty of respect following an impressive round 21 win, where Nathan Cleary was at his brilliant best. The Knights have ability, but keeping it close against the Panthers is easier said than done, so take the team with momentum. Bulldogs versus Raiders. The Bulldogs and Raiders come off impressive wins, but the Bulldogs smashing the Broncos is a better form guide. They have gone from one of the worst teams in the NRL to one of the best, and they could put the Raiders to the sword on Sunday. It's an important game for positioning, and the Bulldogs could make a push for the top 4. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like, comment your tips and sub to my channel.